What's up, baby? We are back. Another episode of Rated G with Gary G. Garcia and Brian C. Licata. Actually, a little early weekday episode. So I know we're probably catching a lot of people off guard. But we here, man. You know, we like to be as unpredictable as the world around us. That's what it is. You know, people always hit me up and say, G, can you just get a day that you guys definitely go on? What fun is that? You know, what fun is being that predictable? You know, we're semi-predictable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you'll get one on the weekend, one during the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Usually, I'm going out of town this weekend though. That's why we're doing this
Yeah,
right now.
see, and that's why people, because rather than stay consistent on the time, you rather just stay consistent with getting something out there for you guys. My man Brian's a busy man,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, he made sure he took some time out. You getting ready to go where? Vegas?
Yeah, Vegas. Yeah, going to Vegas.
I appreciate you taking the time to do this, man. I know
Dude,
you're a busy man.
this is one. I mean, this is one of my biggest priorities. It's not actually.
No, that's not. I should come. We should come. This
Why
should
I'm
come at
going to
least.
why I'm going to Vegas is my number one priority.
That shouldn't even be it either, man. You know what I'm saying? Work should come like
Well, I'm saying work wise. Work wise.
Work-wise.
That's the number one priority. Actually, dude, I grinded out. I was very proud of myself. I had a project that I was trying to get done for them before I went out. I got that finished this morning. Then we can do the show. And now I'm just like, just getting settled, man. I got like my arms, my shoulder, is sore.
really
Right here, yeah, right here. You know what that is, dude? That's called
ferocious masturbation.
It's called video editor's shoulder. It's kind of like it's like tennis elbow, but for
They
video
really got
editors.
that. Is that a real?
Yeah, it's diagnosable.
That's bullshit.
It's not
I'm
bullshit.
starting not to believe anything you say now, man. You know,
Wow.
I'm starting not to believe you, man. But I'll tell you, man. I feel the hour's been messing with me. That hour
Still.
change shit. Yeah, it always does, man. It just always does. You know, but I will say this, man. I'm feeling kind of good today. I feel like spring is in the air.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like spring. You're here. You're looking fucking dapper. Your hair looks, hey, Jasmine, what's up? And Kyle, big up to you guys, man. Thanks for coming in and watching. My daughter and my son-in-law, two of the best people I know. Yeah, you're looking very dapper. Your hair looks tight. Did you just get it cut or something?
I didn't. Since I was going on the trip, I was like, you know what? I'm representing this company that I'm working for. I was like, let me trim the beard, shave, look good, make sure I pull out the nice clothes. I don't want to like.
Wait a minute. That's shaved.
Well, this is trimmed. Yeah, this is trimmed.
Trimmed. It looks like it's coming in. It looks like a 5 o'clock shadow, like it's coming in. But okay.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. Your
the
forehead
look
looks real smooth today, man.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, see, it's a look I go for. You don't
That's
think I look
right.
good?
No, I think you look. I just said you look dapper, man.
You think I look dapper?
Yeah, man. I think you look good. Your hair looks completely tight today, man. I mean,
Yeah, I just took a shower, bro. I fucking combed it. I put a little extra cannoli cream in there, to keep
cannoli
it down.
cream. Yeah, it's looking. Yeah, man. Your forehead looks extremely like you got it waxed. It looks very smooth.
I got a facial last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
I believe you did. Did you?
Yeah.
You got a facial, didn't you?
It's my first time since moving to San Francisco that I got a facial.
It's your first time since moving to San Francisco. How many facials have you had, my brother? It's a regular thing, huh? Do you also go tanning
Well, there was one.
and get your nails done?
There was one time. There's one time in Chelsea. And then there was this other time on Provincetown. That was the other facial I got.
What's crazy is I noticed. That's what's crazy because I'm like, your forehead's looking extremely smooth today. You're looking very. Maybe there's something to that facial shit. Maybe I should try that shit.
You're missing the joke. You're missing. You missed the
You
joke.
had a joke in there?
Yeah, facial, San Francisco, gay. Those were all gay places.
Oh,
All those
facials. You meant that on a bukkake kind of sense.
Those were all. I was trying to lead you into a joke, and those were all gay places. Those are all, whatever.
I think someone just fell down the steps. Do you see me running to the door to see if they're all right? No, I don't want to know. But I swear, it just sounded. Did you hear that?
Oh,
Were you
you were
able to hear?
serious? I thought you were
No,
fucking with me.
no.
I thought you were doing a non sequitur from what the bullshit I was saying.
No, I think I just heard someone freaking literally roll down the steps outside, and I'm not. And they could probably hear me as they're laying by my door on the floor. I'm not going out to check.
Well,
I got
just
my
look.
podcast, man.
Look.
If I go out there and somebody fell on the floor, now I'm gonna have to go and call ambulances and shit like that and see if they're okay. Nah, I'm not looking. I don't want to. That's not my business.
Can you look
If
through the
they're
people?
really that bad, then they'll scratch on my door for help.
Can you look through the people?
I can't see the floor, but I think somebody literally just went down. I don't know. I think they're all right. How about that? I also think they're okay. I'm not going to check. I'll find out when I go out later to throw out my garbage. Does that make me a bad person? I
It
don't
does
think
not,
so.
bro. It does
Oh, I
not.
just got other things to do. You know, we're sitting here talking about your facial. Did
That's
you also get your hands done, your nails? Did you get your nails done at the same time?
I did. I cut them today. Yeah.
As crazy as I noticed that you did something, your forehead was looking extremely smooth. I need to do something about my neck.
Yeah.
I'm getting very old man neck. Look at it. Look at that. Gross. I was watching some videos of me talking and look, see some veins, them old man veins that start to pop out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be a very wrinkly necked old man. I'm not happy about that. So I'm trying to find anybody out there knows some lotion to tighten up the skin. I refuse to do any kind of work.
Vitamin E lotion with vitamin E. I know people always used to use that on like tattoos and like if they had track marks or something like that. Vitamin E was always
Yeah,
something
my
that
ex wife used it on her stretch marks and they took them away.
yeah.
No stretch marks.
Why don't you try that, dude? Maybe it'll thin the neck out.
Maybe tighten up the neck a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm at that point now. I'm just like I pull. I'm like, oh wow, I remember when when everything was tight,
When the skin
Now
would
it's
all be in
not.
one place.
Yeah, now everything's very it's getting there. I know I'm gonna have like one of them. I gotta get some lotion on the neck, some lotion on the neck. Another thing I noticed is I'm starting to get little spots. I'm gonna be a spotty head old man. Those old men with
Oh,
those spots.
like what do they call
I'm
them?
not happy about it, but it's what's going on.
Liver spots? Isn't that what they call them? Is it liver
Are they
spots?
liver spots? Do they still call them that now? Are we
Yeah.
allowed to call them that? Isn't that offensive to the liver?
I
I
mean,
don't like it.
but
I
the
don't like
liver
liver spots.
out of all the organs, I feel like the liver is the one that gets prejudiced against the most. It's definitely the one that gets abused the most.
Yeah, I abuse my liver. All livers matter. Nah, but I don't care, but I do care.
Yeah.
It's like I don't care, but when I notice it, I care. When I see my neck looking all old, I'm like,
I kind of feel the same
I'm
way.
getting old neck. And I
Mhm.
noticed yesterday, like I'm getting a lot of old features now on my face. I mean, when it's gonna have to start, right?
Yeah, at some point.
It's gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to start looking at some point old, right? Some people would argue I look old right now, but I think I look old.
I don't think so, man. No, I don't think you do. I mean, if
I
somebody
think,
said you were late 30s, early 40s, I think that people would believe that.
but that just means I'm getting older because people used to say late 20s, early 30s.
Oh, well, what, 20 years ago people used to say that?
Yeah, when I was in my late 20s and early 30s. That's when he used to say, "Ah, shit, Diana, what's up? Jealous of you having fun there while I'm at work. Doesn't it suck to have a 9 to 5 job?" Not really. I mean, listen, there were things that I used to do when I had my job that I don't do now. I used to get a lot more research done when I was at my job. You know what I'm saying?
I
I
mean,
feel like I used to get a lot more things done because I wouldn't do my job. I just do something else. Diana, by the way, is the one who hooked me up with the jacket. Oh, which, by the way, I got a
oh.
freaking stain on my shirt. Although I will say this, it was a very mild winter. I needed the jacket maybe 10 times this winter.
Did you
Maybe
wear it
10.
more than 10 times though?
Oh, of course. Once I put it on, I started rocking it. But the truth is, it's really good. Like the other day, it was freezing out here, and I had it on. Then I was sweating on the inside. You know what I'm
I hate
saying?
when that happens. And then you get cold because you're wet, right?
Then I can't open my jacket because I'm already, you know, what I'm saying. I open the jacket now. I'm gonna get sick, which I've been
Mhm.
fighting the cold for like the last I don't even know how long.
I've kind of been feeling the same way,
5
man.
years. I feel like I've been fighting a cold for the last 5 years. fighting something. I don't know what it is, man.
I bet.
Fighting my eyebrows. That's another thing that's getting out of man. It's like getting old is cool, but there's a lot of things that are just, it's like stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like I lose the hair on my head, but I gain the hair in my ears and on like the back of my neck. I'm growing hair where I never used to grow. Like I got to shave starting from the back of my back all the way over. You know what I'm saying? It's just annoying. Like a lot of annoying shit. You know. I
I
don't know.
I grow under eyebrows. I think we've talked about this. I grow under eye eyebrows. I get eyebrows that grow underneath my eyes, dude.
You should let them grow in.
Dude, the beard, like if I don't shave the beard, it just keeps going up and up and up. And I
It
think
knows
like
no ending.
it knows no ending, bro.
It,
And then honestly,
it
when I get
knows
a
no
dude, when I
bounds.
get a haircut too, bro, the guy takes a straight razor and pretty much straight raises this like my whole forehead. There's hair everywhere. And then the same
Well,
thing
you're Italian, man.
when I shaved today, man, I went all the way like I reached back down and pulled the razor up all the way to my hairline and then stopped.
I mentioned, during the lockdown, I mentioned that I took an Adderall and then I fucked up and went and started shaving.
Yes.
And then I was like, let me, like, this looks a little fun. Next thing I know, my whole body, knuckles, toes, I
The
shaved everything but
knuckles.
my eyebrows. I shaved everything but my eyebrows, dude. I look like fucking
A seal?
from that movie. Yeah, yeah. From that movie, what's that movie? Powder.
Powdered.
You don't remember that movie Powder with the white bald dude that like he had like some sort of powers. He was bald and white. Reminded the schedule of colonoscopy, no lies, especially when you're an old dude. Listen, just so you know, I tried to schedule that, right? What's the story, Brian? What happened?
Uh,
They told
get
me I had
he had to get tested. He had to get tested, and G wouldn't do it, bro.
nope. Sorry,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna do it. And the reason why I'm not gonna do it because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make
I'm
sense.
not just gonna conform, not even for my own health.
Hmm.
Anyone who knows me knows I made it this far. I'm a what do they call that, man? Uh, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. That's what I am. Nah, but I'm not normal. I don't operate or function like normal people, man. All my shit seems to be healthy.
Are you saying you're not normal in the physical sense?
Yeah, yeah. For some reason, everything runs good, and I don't know why. Like yesterday, I had an English muffin for breakfast and an Elio's frozen pizza for dinner. That's all I ate yesterday, and I feel fantastic. And I can't be good for you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, man. We actually eat pretty similar diets. We have similar taste habits. We eat about the same amount of food every day, which is not a lot most days.
I'm the little monkey.
Like I woke up at 6 today. I haven't eaten anything, and it's 10:30. You know, and I mean, obviously, I won't eat till after the show, so it's like 8 or 9 hours. That I'd be awake without eating. But I think part of the reason that we both feel so good most of the time is because we run lean. And you're running on like a little bit of a deficit, and that way your brain is always moving, you're always thinking, and you always keep going, bro. It's good. It's a healthy way
Yeah,
to live.
is it?
Yeah, and then that way, since our metabolisms are so fast, when we ingest toxins, they just go right through us. So that's why it doesn't really affect the body like it would somebody who's like bigger. You know, you
I
got
know
you,
that.
you got some big dude smoking all these cigarettes, and that shit sticks to the cells, bro. Not
I
us.
know.
It just goes through.
I know that you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, but I'm gonna say it sounds good. I'm gonna go with what you're saying.
It's right. It's correct. It's absolutely 100% factual and correct.
I don't think so, but I will. I'm gonna go with what you're saying, dude. I'm gonna say that that's what it is. I run lean. I'm a lean, mean, fucking lean, mean machine. That's what I am.
Lean, mean, joke telling machine.
Lean, mean. I don't know, man. I've been eating some dicks lately on stage. You know
Oh,
what it is?
dude.
You know what it is, man. All right. One of the waitresses at Gilcrest, we were all over there eating the other day, and she came out to me and she said, "When you gonna come up with new material? I know all your stuff like line for line." And I said, "What are you talking about? You sure you ain't mistaking me with somebody else that kind of looks like me over there?" And they were like, "No." And I was like,
Damn, dog.
that's kind of bug because I'm always working on new shit. Like I feel like I'm always working on new shit. I know I do some shit, but
Hmm.
then that night I'm doing the show and I'm doing one of my bits and somebody stomps on my punchline. They yell out my punchline. And it's because the dude had come to see me before. He saw me in December, you know. And I mean, the fact is, afterwards he felt a little bad because he was like, "Yeah, I thought you were doing the same thing, but you changed it up." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that just made me go, "Oh, that's no good that someone sees me in December and they come back to see me." And I don't think that's good.
Hmm.
Even though I know for a fact people do the same material for years, but for me, I don't like it.
The thing that they do differently though is they'll do that same material for years all over the country. You know, they
Yeah.
carry the shit around. It's not at the same. The people's coming there to see you again at the same place. You know.
But what's crazy is I also get people to come to see me and then they get mad at me because I didn't do a joke that they was hoping I'd say. You know what I'm saying? They were like, "You did all new stuff." I was wanting to hear the freaking this joke or that joke. And I'm like, I don't know. I knew you was here. I didn't think you wanted to hear the same shit again,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't really.
And that's the difference between music and comedy. Music, you want to hear the songs you know. You don't even want to hear them say, "Oh, this is off our new album." You're like, "Oh, God, hope it's good."
I think some jokes though people probably want to hear. I feel like people would want to hear you say every time. Like people who are real fans of yours, they probably want like that dude probably wanted to hear that joke,
No, he did. He was
right?
actually upset.
Yeah.
He was upset I didn't do it. And I was like, well, I stopped doing it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I moved on. But, what do you want me to tell you? You can't please everybody. But either way,
Do you think you're not writing enough?
well, I don't write.
Well,
So I
I
guess the
mean,
answer to that is yes.
in your way, you write though.
Um,
Do you feel like you've been? All right. Better
I
question.
feel like I'm not finding the funny.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm not doing anything really different other than
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm definitely a lot lazier. I don't even want to say lazy as much as I am just exhausted. Yesterday I stayed in fucking on the couch with mama till like 5 o'clock, five
Yeah, I
thirty.
remember I talked to you yesterday in the
Yeah, and I
afternoon.
was out of it when I spoke to you. I actually didn't even
You
remember I
were.
spoke to you.
Yeah, I think I talked to you maybe like 1, 2 o'clock my time. It's probably like I don't know 3 or 4 by you.
Yeah. And I keep doing this because I'm fighting a cold for the last 7 years. Just so you know, people.
So what do you think, bro? You think you're just in a little bit of a slump, or you think you're just a little run down and you need to take a little time? Because maybe I mean, bro, sometimes you need to just take a little time off. You
I
know?
think I was poisoned by our government. That's what I think. If you really want to know, that's what I think. I think although I did well when I did my 6 month lockdown, I think I did well. But I feel like somewhere there's some probably PTSD in there or something, something in the air. Definitely shit in our water, you know.
What
I
about the
don't know what it
fluoride,
is,
bro?
but they poisoned us. They poisoned me, man. I feel poisoned. That's what it is. I don't feel naturally tired. I feel like I'm always fighting it. Like my body's like, what do you mean? Like my mind's like, what do you mean you're tired? And my body's like, come on, dude.
Hmm. Let's do it.
You know, I don't know.
What? I don't know, bro. I think you might need to take a little time off. Take a little R&R. Take like 2 days, 2 days in a row, 2 days back to back. We don't do shit. You know?
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same way, man. Never happens. Never
How's that
happens.
gonna how can that possibly happen? You know what I'm saying? After I woke up at 5:30 and crazy, like after I spoke to you, I started getting a lot of things done within the next like 40 minutes that I was up
Hmm.
before I went back to bed.
Well, you're very efficient. I've always said that.
It's about making the most of your time, right?
Yeah.
You know. But I mean, I'm not gonna get where I want to get on my couch.
Yeah, man. But sometimes you need to take a little time so the work that you do, like you're better at it. You know?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm trying to get rest here and there. You know, take a carnival cruise. Lots of funny shit to observe. I don't do cruises, ma.
No.
I don't do cruises. I don't. I can't swim. And that's a big thing. They're like, you're on a boat. I know I'm on a boat, but I can't swim. So if anything should happen with the boat, I'm fucked. You know,
I mean,
I mean, they got the life vest and shit.
and there's like big rafts. And you don't
Yeah,
think
but
you
they
could hold
still,
on to something, dude?
but they still do. Oh no, I'll live. I'll live.
Then what are
Make
you
no
worried?
mistakes about it. I will
Then
live.
what are you worried
But I
about,
don't want to,
bro?
look, I'm not ready to go on some Poseidon adventure. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna die even if you swim. I'm
It's a
not gonna die.
really
I just
good
said
point.
I'm gonna
That's
win.
a great point.
So then why look, if that's the case, then why the fuck do I even want to go on that
Do
shit
you ever
anyway?
go on a plane, bro? You can't fucking fly, can you? No, you can't. And if that thing goes down, you're toast, bro. You got a way better chance on a
To be
boat.
honest, first of all, I don't like going on planes.
Neither do I.
Okay, that's first of all. I only go on planes when I absolutely have to go on planes. Um, Secondly, I still believe that even if the plane was going down, I would be one of them dudes who live. Sorry, I think I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna sit there, put my head between my knees, and kiss my asshole goodbye.
Listen, bro. This is
Which,
your
by the way, you want to talk conspiracies? You know why they tell you to put your head between your knees? Your head between your knees. Do you want to know why they say to do that
what on a plane?
on a plane when
Yeah.
there's a
By the way, I'm getting on a plane in like 3 hours. So
okay?
let's keep talking about it. Let's
If you
talk
want to
about it.
survive, don't pay attention to what they're telling you, dude. You know why they tell you to put your head between your knees and hold on to the front like that?
Why?
So that when the impact comes, you go right into that fucking thing and it snaps your spine, because a death is easier to pay for than injuries if you should live. You're more expensive to the airline if you live. So they want to make sure that back gets snapped. At least that's what I heard. Allegedly. Allegedly, that's what I've heard. That they tell you to do that because this way, when you get that impact, you go forward and snap that spine, and they'd rather you be dead than alive. That's what I heard. I don't know if you're gonna find that on Google, but you might. You find it?
I'm looking.
Yeah, but that's what I heard. I know I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. I'm running to the back of the plane. That's gonna be my first instinct, to get to the back of the plane. I ain't staying in the seat. That's for sure. I don't think I'm gonna stay in the seat. I'm gonna go to the back of the plane. I want to be in the back. I want to be the last thing that hits. You know, figure out something. But I'll try to figure out a way to live. I'm not just gonna go out quietly. You know.
No, I mean everything is debunking it.
It's debunking it. Well, that's what of course they're gonna debunk it. Once again, I said allegedly. You know,
Yeah.
but it makes sense to me. You know, Kyle said, "When are you gonna come flying with him?"
I would love to
Ooh.
go if the offer is there for me. You know.
Oh, you want to, Kyle? You want to go fly to L.A. on what date? The 26th. Is that it? The 26th.
Yeah.
Fly me to L.A. on the 26th, man. I want to go see Eleanor Kerrigan's film a special, and the money is tight.
What do they own a plane, or does he like have a share, or he just got a
Well,
license or something like that?
he's taking lessons now for his license.
Oh, sick! That's
yeah.
fucking
Yeah, I think he's doing this.
awesome,
You're doing your
bro.
solo already, right? You've done some solos already, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna let him. Even though I hate flying, I'm gonna let you take me up in the,
I
in the
gotta
flight.
film that, dude.
Because, well, I figure, look, he's gonna be taking my daughter, so I'm gonna get on it too. Why not? If I'm gonna let him take my daughter, I'll let him give me a flight too. You know, no solos yet.
No.
Well, when you got those going, dude, when you get your license, I'll go with you, no doubt, for sure. I'll go.
I have a
You
drone
know.
license.
You got a drone license,
It's by
so
it's by the
so I
FAA
could sit on
also.
top of your drone and you could just fly me around.
I would have to pick you up, but yeah, not on top. You would go below, but yeah, it would
They
carry
should make
you.
a drone with like a seat on top of it. I'm surprised they don't got those
Dude,
yet.
I just saw a video, bro. You want? Yeah, let me pull that shit up.
Do they got that?
dog. Yeah, bro.
Man, if only like my mind knew how to make the shit that it thinks of. You know,
Well, listen, bro. You know, that's. I mean, yeah. I mean, pretty much every kid thought of this idea.
you think so? I didn't hear you say it.
Not on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need the volume for that one. There you
Sorry.
go. We don't need the volume for that, man. It's just loud. Yeah, that's pretty dope, man. That looks more like a motorcycle. Now, can you just imagine people driving around in that? It'll never happen.
Well,
It'll
not,
never happen. You're never gonna see a bunch of people driving around, on the floor. Yeah, that's what you want to do now. When you have an accident, you want to fall out of the sky.
bro. I would love to have one of these, dude.
Oh
How
yeah, I
sick would
would
it be,
love to have
man?
one of those, man. That's like Luke Skywalker shit right there,
Yeah,
right,
that's that.
Kyle?
Yeah, that's
I
what
know
that's.
Kyle want one of those. He's a big Star Wars fan. That's like some Star Wars shit right there, dude.
Yeah.
But that isn't what I was actually talking about. Kyle said we're screen recording this, so you're locked in. Yo, but that wasn't really what I was saying. I was talking like maybe like a smaller one with just a chair and you control it like a drone.
Ooh.
And I just sit there and you just
Fuck
control it like a
that, bro.
drone.
Fuck that, dog. I wouldn't want to be sitting in that. I mean, I'll fly it, dog, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be you if I was sitting in that, man. I've hit trees and shit before, crashed fucking things. You don't want to be, you don't want that, dog.
I didn't say I want to. I'm just saying, I could see it on ridiculousness or something like that. Like I just saw this thing the other day. They were talking about spring is almost here on a boat. They were on the boat and they're like, we're about to set it off. And he goes, are you ready? And the guy had one of those water jet packs that you float. And he said, I'm ready. And he pulled off and went right into the water, head first into the water.
So was it the thing on his feet or it was the back?
No,
one?
it was the backpack one.
The backpack one. Those
Yeah.
things are sick, bro. I mean, all those things are pretty cool.
It's all white people shit.
It is all white people shit. You're right about that. It is all what? Well, those people were Japanese.
Well, the
who made that
Japanese
thing.
make it, but the white people use it. They buy it. Those freaking Asians, they're incredible. They're incredible, man. We were talking about the breakdancing thing the other day, and it's like the minute they got a hold of it, they just took it over. There was no hanging with them anymore.
Breakdancing.
Yeah, once the Asians got a hold of that shit, it was all over. I seen them motherfuckers jump on each other and form robots and walk and shit. I'm like, that's next level shit.
So you were
Why
born.
is that? Why?
You were born in 70, right? 1970.
Yeah.
And when did you get into breakdancing?
When it started.
Yeah. So
In the 80s.
yeah. When was that? Do you think? Like, how old do you think you were?
I was about 10.
Damn.
9, 10 years
really?
old.
So like 79, 80.
Yeah.
Damn.
Right when it came out. Right when I first caught a glimpse of it, I got into it. I had the cardboard behind my behind my couch. Then I upgraded to a piece of linoleum.
Ooh.
Yeah, I used to almost kill myself in my living room all the time. My mother be walking by, be trying to do head spins, crashing into shit.
Do you have any idea where that started? Did it start in New York?
Yeah, of course it started in New
that's what I was
York.
gonna say. It
Man.
has to had to be.
If I'm correct, it started in the Bronx. If I'm correct.
Mm,
Where most shit started is in the Bronx. Hip hop started in the Bronx.
heroin distribution too.
we just started in the Bronx. Did it? You're just guessing.
The good stuff.
You're just guessing. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
Breakdancing originated in New York City during the late 1960s and early 1970s.
All right, so I was a little bit late, but I mean, it wasn't like they were doing much in those days anyway.
Right. Incorporating moves from a variety of sources, martial arts and gymnastics.
In those days, they were doing all that, all that fucking pop lock and shit, but they weren't like really cranking out windmills and flares and all that other shit. They were probably doing backspins and floats and stuff.
Michael
Probably
Jackson.
a couple of head
Oh, the
spins.
moonwalk.
But yeah. But I mean, Michael Jackson made it popular, but I think some dude was doing the moonwalk back in like the fucking 40s or some shit.
Right.
One of those dances, back in the day. So I mean, everything goes full circle. You know what I'm saying? But the breakdancing days were amazing. I can't even lie. And I wasn't even good. I'll say it. I wasn't good. I was good. Like, I've never been great in anything, but I've always been real good at making people think I'm great at it. Does that make sense?
It's because you believe your own lie.
I don't know if that's what it is, or if it's just that I just don't care in a sense. I don't know, but it's like in my band, when I had my band, right? Not the first one, I just did vocals, which once again I had the shittiest voice in the band, but I wrote good lyrics. I feel like I'm a good songwriter, I feel like that I'm good at. But I'm a good showman. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it's all about. Like I'm good at going up there with confidence
Mm-hmm.
and performing
Mm-hmm.
that it seems better than I actually am. Like I'm an okay rhythm guitarist, but I've surrounded myself with great musicians and I know how to fucking move and shit. So so it's like, oh, he's amazing, but I'm really not amazing.
But you
And
are, dog.
you
But
know, even in comedy, it's like I just talk funny. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Not always on here. It's funny too because they were trying to sell tickets to somebody one day, and they asked who was on the show, and they told them, Gabby G. Garcia is on the show. So they looked me up and they looked up the podcast, not like not the special. They looked up the podcast, and they were like, I don't know, he doesn't seem very funny.
That's probably because they saw you and you're just like, oh my God, what is going on in the world?
Yeah, that's because I said you can't really see if I'm funny on the podcast. I'm not trying to be funny on the podcast. I'm just hanging out with my man talking shit. Every now and then, I hope I say something funny because then I got new material,
Yeah.
you know. But I'm not trying. It's like that's not a good way to judge whether or not I'm good in comedy. But I guess it is a way to judge. I guess it is. I guess it is.
It's a great way to judge our character, dog.
But well, just because I am a character doesn't mean I have character. you know, no one look at mama's booty. I don't like, you know, mama don't ain't wearing no pants. You know.
So with the breakdancing, would you go places like to do it? Like any destinations? Like would you guys go in the city or would you just stay in Queens?
In my lifetime, I've had like actual battles where
Mm-hmm.
like I was challenged to battles by people that didn't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's how we settled beef back in the day. There's a realness to that. Motherfuckers would like settle beef through battling. So I had a couple of real battles in the DS Park, and and I would go like to clubs, but I was never part of no. Like I said, I wasn't really that good. You
Right.
know, like I did like shitty windmills. I was real good at like hand glides and floats.
I don't know what any of this shit is, bro.
Hand glides is when like when you're on one hand and you're spinning in a circle on one
Oh.
hand. I was good at that. I was good at floats, which is both hands. We're using both hands and going in a circle and bouncing around. I was good with that shit. I had a really cool suicide flip. But when it came to like the basics of that shit, like backspins, I never could get the backspin. And that's like the number one thing that you learn. It's the first thing you learn.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I could never get it. I don't know why. Mama, figure out what you're gonna do here. Cover the butthole. Come here. Come sit with me. Uh, uh, uh. You know, I was good with Yeah, that's the hand glide.
You can do that?
Yeah, I
Okay.
was real good with that. I used to be able to do that on my fist. I would be able to do it. I could sit there and do it all day. I could just keep going in circles.
Wow.
Yeah, that I can do. I was good with that. I was good with like floats. I had a cool suicide ship. I was real good with my footwork. Like, like just when you go on the floor,
That doesn't surprise me.
like, when you're just doing the regular shit and the up rocking, I was really good with up rocking. But like
What
my windmills were real bad. And everybody, like, to really be good, you had to have good windmills. If you didn't have good windmills, then it was like, And I used to pop a lot. I was good with that. Like I said, I had enough where I was able to win a couple of battles here and there.
it will be fun to dance together at our wedding. At my wedding. To have you on the dance floor at my wedding, bro. It'd be me, you, my mom, my dad, my
Oh, I'm gonna be out there
grandmother.
like that old dude,
Yeah,
the
bro, it's
old
gonna
dude getting
yeah.
it in.
Yeah, all my family is like that, bro. Everyone's gonna be fucking dancing. It's gonna be
Man, my
fun.
daughter's wedding. I ain't even gonna lie. My daughter's wedding was
Did you boogie?
insane. Me and my son, we were going off that whole time. Forget about when Mickey and Minnie showed up. Mickey and Minnie came, dude. We was freaking Mickey and Minnie, dude. My son was dancing with Minnie. You know, Kyle and my daughter did a dance that was real dope, man.
Nice.
But we were going crazy. We were getting it in.
Yeah.
The truth
That's
is,
nice.
me, my son, my ex-wife, and my daughter, we were all getting it in. It was an amazing day, you know. And what's really great about it is it appears to be that their marriage is even better than their wedding. And it's very rare that there's something like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's all you can ask for.
You know, I feel like that's just one highlight in many of their highlights. Whereas for a lot of people, that's their main highlight, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, your shit's gonna be banging, son. I'm gonna be up there. I'm gonna get my shit in. I'm gonna get it in, man. I'm gonna give a speech. I'm gonna talk about how we'll talk about the foundation of marriage. I'm gonna go there and start talking about the foundation of marriage, and it's good to be in a wholesome marriage between a man and a woman. When Brian first told me he was getting married, my first question was, to what? And I was filled with joy to hear him say a woman. Because I know that's like 1 out of 6 choices that he could have picked from.
And then Gary asked me, Brian, do you know what is a woman?
Yeah.
And
It took a
then
little longer to answer that one than the first question.
right.
But yeah, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna give my ideas and shit. You know, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Dude, I can't wait, bro. I
I'm
can't
excited.
wait.
You have a date already?
Yeah, it's gonna be September 3rd. Let's mark it off on the calendar.
September 3rd.
And I'm gonna be in Jersey the week before and the week after also.
All right.
I'll be
And
in
where
Ocean
is it?
City. Ocean
Where
City.
are you getting married? Ocean
Summers,
City?
well,
Oh,
Summers,
Summers Point.
yeah. So it's right
Okay,
there.
not too far. I don't have to
Nah,
get on a
bro.
plane.
I mean,
See that, Jasmine?
you could.
No, I don't want to get on a plane. I had to get on a plane for my daughters. It made me real grumpy when I got there.
You just got to take the Civic, bro.
You know, it took me like a full day to get over all that and settle in and realize it wasn't about me. And then, then I was able to have a good time.
And then you had fun. Where was
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
It
yeah.
was in Florida?
Florida. It was
Bro,
in
it's
Disney.
dude, it's like an hour. It's the most magical place, and you had a bad time.
That goes to show you how grumpy I could be. No, I actually had a great time. I had a great time, man. I just almost messed it up. That's all. I almost messed it up.
Oh,
But I didn't. I realized it was about her. And I tend to do things like that a lot of times at family get-togethers. Somehow I become the bad guy.
You almost spoil it.
Yeah, well, I remember one time at one of her birthday parties, I almost got into a fight with her grandfather.
Oh,
It wasn't me. I ain't gonna lie. He was feisty, not me.
mm-hmm.
He was drinking, so he got a little feisty.
You gotta check him. You check.
What am I gonna do? I didn't check him, but we got into a little. In other words, it was enough for people to go, "What's going on?" And of course, I'm in the middle of it all the time. You know what I'm saying? If you check furry on your health insurance paperwork, do they send you a veterinarian? No lie, the HR lady here told me that furry will be on the insurance forms. Furry will be on the insurance forms in the future. That's fucking insane. That's fucking insane, dog. I gotta get Kate Herman to send me that thing when she went for that interview and they had her. You also fought with Sam at your birthday. Yeah, that's right. Thank you for remembering, Jasmine. On my daughter's birthday, me and my son got into our first physical altercation, our only physical altercation. You know what I'm saying? That was on a birthday. Yeah, man. Now, you know what? Now I understand why I'm not invited to any of the get-togethers. Now I get it. I don't know how.
What happens? Because you're such a fun guy to be around, dude. What? I guess people just set you off.
In all honesty, I know this is gonna sound like bullshit, but in none of those situations was I actually, the bad like that one. My son was acting up. You know what I'm saying? And I understand he was rebelling. We were going through a divorce and shit like that. He was rebelling. He was acting up. So, I had to confront it. And, there comes a point, with kids that,
they ain't taking that shit no more.
Well, I mean, right? There comes a point where every kid thinks he could beat his father. And some can, and I'm not even trying to call my son out because he might be watching this, but he's going to have to earn that win. That's all I'm saying. You're going to have to earn it. But yeah, I felt that what I did was justified in a sense. I didn't expect it to blow up like it did, Because at the end of the day, I'm still your father. So that was that one. I mean, I don't feel I did the wrong. And the second one with the grandfather, I wasn't the one talking shit. I wasn't the one, trying to have the fight. I was just the one that was like, yo, come on, man, shut up. You know. Now at my daughter's wedding, I was kind of the one that was, you know, it was set up, man. I got set up, but
Set
it
up.
made me a better man,
Okay.
because I learned to put my feelings aside. I learned to humble myself. I apologized and shit for shit that I might not even feel I was wrong for, but I realized that I was fucking up the mood, and they didn't need me to do that because we had the mothers for that. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
once, like I said, it took me about a day. Then once I got into the whole thing, it was fucking amazing.
Great, bro.
It was amazing.
Look at
I
that
am only
growth.
but a man.
Growth
You know.
and reflection. Good, solid self-reflection.
Well, yeah, man.
It's
Listen,
important.
and they always tend to remember the bad stuff. See, like she remembered that right away. She said, "Hey, don't forget my birthday." They always remember the bad stuff. Every time, like my son and my daughter are like, "Oh, we were talking about you yesterday." I'm like, I know it wasn't like. Remember how I used to like hook up the presents for Christmas, or he used to run out to make sure you had your fucking whatchamacallit Hess truck. And one year they didn't have it, so he ran out during Christmas, got hit by a car. Okay, I got hit by a fucking car going to get the Hess truck coming back, and then everyone was like, "Oh, you're always so mad." I just got hit by a fucking car. All right, and
How
the
fast
dude
were
didn't
you?
even say sorry.
How fast was he going?
He was going pretty fast, fast enough that when he tried to stop at the stop sign, he slid, and
Into you?
in the slide he hit me. Yeah,
Yeah. I've
you
gotten
know.
hit on a takeoff from a stop sign before from a cab.
I've been hit bike riding. I came out into the street, got hit by a car, landed on the hood. Yeah. So I've been hit by cars twice.
Yeesh.
I've been hit by cars twice. I've been in 3 car accidents. Yeah. God's been good to me, man. I have
Well,
purpose.
this has been a really great episode prior to my travel, the journey I'm going to go on today. On
If it makes you feel better, I never crashed in a plane.
Makes me feel great.
What are you flying on?
Alaska Airlines.
Never heard of it. You're gonna go out there, they're gonna have propellers on that shit, dog.
I think it's like the spirit of the West Coast. You know? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm pretty sure it's the spirit of the West Coast.
No money shots for these people, mama. That's for the fans only. Or
The rock
OnlyFans,
fan.
whatever the fuck they call it. People always laugh at me because I say it wrong. And I'm like, I don't get upset that I say it wrong. I have no idea what the fuck that shit is. You know what I'm saying? I don't go on it. I'm thinking of making my own.
You could follow Amy B. Bobby on OnlyFans though if you wanted to, dog.
I'm gonna do my own OnlyFans, man. Strictly ball shots. I'm gonna put the Garcia balls on the map. The Garcia men have been known to have great balls. I'm gonna do strictly ball shots for all the women out there with ball fetishes. There's probably more than we know.
I think there's probably more men than women with ball fetishes.
You think anyone really has a ball fetish, man?
Yeah, dude. I bet
You
some
too?
guys do. Yeah, dude. Yeah, yes.
Balls?
Gary, if people are gonna dress up in mascot costumes to have sex, there's
If you got
definitely someone
furries.
into balls.
Nutty buddies?
They call them ballers.
What they call them ballers? For all my ballers out there, check out my OnlyFans. Strictly nut shots.
Oh, dude.
Strictly nut shots. Dudes are into some crazy. People are into some crazy shit. More dudes, I think, than women. But a lot of the crazy shit that men are into, they need a woman to pull it off. So I guess women are into that shit too, right?
Are
I
they
don't
into
know,
it or are
man.
they just doing it?
I don't know, man. Like, what about them dudes that like getting kicked in the nuts?
Ah, dude, I knew a kid like that, bro.
Ah!
Yeah, bro. He would
I feel like
pay.
that. I feel like that's
women.
white people shit too.
Yes,
Because
1,000%.
that's how you know you get into it. Because white dudes, when they're young, they be doing that smacking each other's balls shit a lot, like bap bap smacking. Yo. I'm not gonna say it's never been done to me because I grew up around a lot of white kids, but it was all white kids that try to do that shit where they bap, they do some shit. Oh, look, I got bit by a goat, and then they smack you in the, when you go to look and they smack you in your nuts. That's white people shit, man, smacking each other in the balls. And that's probably how they figure out that they're into that shit. You know what I'm saying? One kid, you do it to poof, and he's like, oh, stop it. And then he's like, do it again. You know,
Yes. I
like
think
I
you're
know how you can get into that.
dude, I think that is probably the best explanation for where that fetish comes from.
Yeah.
And
Or
you're 100% right. It is white kids because now I remember going to school, the
you
kids
don't
who
see black
always
and Spanish kids fucking smacking each other's balls.
you don't see Italian kids doing it either, dog.
Yeah.
You don't, bro. Because there were kids, people would always, and even like, like punching in the shoulder or doing that other stuff when they like hit you like here or something.
We
It's like,
did, we
yo,
did, we did rednecks, which I hated. Open neck,
I didn't like
smacking the back of
anybody
the neck.
fucking touching me when I
No,
was a
I didn't
kid.
like that shit either, man. I didn't
No,
like it, man.
don't inflict
But
physical
we
pain
did
on
do
me.
rednecks and like open chest,
Yeah.
and you punch the dude in the chest. Yeah, I hated that shit too. But we none of that ball smacking shit. Look what happens when you do that shit. Now you got all these ballers out there,
I think it's all a little deranged, if you ask me.
dude. They'll be doing videos with chicks stepping in spiked heels on their nuts.
I know that's what I saw with this kid, bro. I seen it. I saw a video. This kid I know, dude.
Wait, you just happen to stumble across the video, or someone
No,
says,
dude,
"Yo,
it was going around. Yeah, no, the video was getting texted around. They were like, "Yo, do you know so and so?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know who this kid is." And they sent me the video, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And I knew the girl. Heels, heels.
I played once when I was with SSL. I played at Limelight, which was an old church
Okay.
that they turned into a club, and I played with this band called Bile. And this was one of the worst. I remember watching them and going, "What the fuck? Who did they book me with?" It was like one of those like like no lyrics, just like crazy sounds, making sounds into the mic. And they had this dude with his nuts on a stool, and his chick was just smacking him with a paddle
Ah,
in an old church in the Limelight.
it's disgusting.
Yo, people were entranced because I remember going, "Yo, let's get the fuck out of here," to my ex-wife. I said, "Let's get out of here," and she was just like, it's like she couldn't move away from him. I had to like pull her and jog her so that she'd be like, "Whew." It was crazy. Then like they had a TV on the other side with that. Remember that politician who came up and blew his brains out? He took a gun out of a bag and blew his brains out. They kept showing that on repeat. They just kept showing that on repeat.
What type of satanic fucking shit is that, dog?
Blasphemous.
Yeah.
Ooh. It was crazy, man.
Yeah, I saw some video. I think I was scrolling through Reddit or something like that, and people were saying that they were really into going to raves and seeing a lot of like that dubstep, EDM, electronica music.
Yeah.
And then they started looking at all the graphics that were playing behind the stage of like their favorite artists, and they were like, "Yo!" And then they stopped going because there was like a lot of really weird shit.
I mean, that's what's going on now. People are going to see like The Weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and they're having ceremonies to Satan right there in front of everybody. And it's not what I paid for. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be like, this ain't what I fucking paid for, man.
Yeah.
I just want to hear songs, dog. Bring a band up, play live, and do your music, man. What's with all the
Mm-hmm.
fucking satanitry? Ooh, new word I just made.
Satanitry.
Yeah, what's with all the satanitry? You know what I'm saying? Mama's just chilling in the cut right now, yo.
Is she? Yeah, I got Boots. He's
I gotta get Mama a new bed. I just threw out her old bed.
wow.
It was defiled by my son's dog.
Really?
Yeah, it was so little. She used to get in that shit, man. Everdeen used to get in there and fill up the whole thing, have her whole ass hanging off the edges.
I feel like I
So the whole
remember
thing's
seeing
like
that.
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole thing's like this, folded out. And then it's got her smell all over it. So she ain't getting in there. So I got rid of it. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna get her a new one.
Yep. We got him one in here, and then he's got a bed in our bedroom too. So he's got the office bed and the bedroom bed.
Yeah. I want to like hook up shit all over the walls for her to climb on, but the truth of the matter is, I think they're gonna try to get rid of me from this apartment.
Really? When?
I don't know. They're like selling all the apartments in the building. I'm like, it's like me and two other families here right now. I haven't heard nothing, but
Are you sure that they're selling them?
my man downstairs just moved out, and I was like, "What happened?" He goes, "My landlord sold the apartment."
Oh,
But that doesn't mean that the new person ain't gonna put someone in there. But if that's the case, why didn't they just keep him?
right.
I mean,
Well,
that's a whole different thing. I think
he
he
might
might be
be.
on the. I think he might be on the run.
Yeah, he might not be paying or so. Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he might be on the run. I don't.
Speaking of on the run, do you want to talk about that article you sent me,
Oh man, yeah, man. That's like,
or do you not want to talk about it?
nah, man. I mean, it's news. We could talk about it, man. A comedian that I know, and I'm not gonna say I was really tight with him. I know him from the circuit. I've seen him around. I've seen him perform. uh, Comedians I know him a lot better than me. He was very known. Tate knew him very well. Uh, and he got caught up in a mess, man. And this is it's a fucked up story. Because I mean, like I said, this dude is really good. He was a really good comedian. Is a really good comedian,
Mm-hmm.
and he got caught up in New York on the train, with some chick, and wound up shooting somebody. I mean, bring up the article. We'll read the article. Yeah, see, and what really gets me is the way, man, this is where the media really can suck my balls. All right, the ball is in the media.
A real life Joker is on the loose in Gotham. A man wanted for allegedly opening fire on a strap hanger during a fight on a Manhattan subway is a comedian who was slated to take the stage Sunday night or Saturday night in Times Square, police said. The alleged crime clown. I got a problem with that.
I got a problem with all this, man. Like
Yeah.
with the way they put it. You know what I'm saying?
Who performs under the names Leo and Leonardo Caprisi, is on the bill at the LOL Comedy Lounge on West 46th Street. Whether he shows up is another story. The Bushwick, Brooklyn resident allegedly blasted a 34-year-old man in the stomach and forearm last month while they rode a southbound N train, police said.
That's my dog right there.
Caprisi,
We don't have to go back to that.
Caprisi said his female companion were fighting with the victim just after 1 a.m. on January 28th. And as the train pulled into the canal on Broadway, the comic allegedly opened fire, firing off 2 rounds, the cop said. The victim was taken to Bellevue Hospital in stable condition. He's doing well, much better, the victim's cousin said. The Bronx woman was stunned when told the alleged gunman is a comedian. I think it's absolutely insane that people are shooting people for no reason. The wanted comedian missed 2 prior arrests for criminal possession of marijuana and fare evasion.
Oh my lord! Like that. Give me a break. He has prior arrests for jaywalking. Give me literally, you're gonna bring that up? That he has a prior arrest for marijuana, which is now legal, and for fucking fare evasion.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like I said, man, talk about reaching for fun. Like, I'm not saying that it's cool you shot a dude, but I'm saying, come on, man. How you gonna paint the dude like this? Like they're trying to paint him as some real violent dude, and that's not the case, man. But go ahead. Oh no, go a little up because this is the part where I'm really talking about. Like, this is what I mean, man. With this fucking media.
This was Caprisi likes talking about crime and cops in his act. Remember when people wanted to get rid of cops? Remember that like a year ago? Caprisi riffed in one crime-fueled take on his TikTok.
And look how it's all, well, click on that. I wonder if that goes to the TikTok.
Yeah. Probably
yeah,
does.
let's see. Go ahead.
First?
No, go ahead.
Article. You want to see it?
No, go ahead.
All right.
Some dude in
a turtleneck was like, we should get rid of cops. I was like, you look very robbable. I was like, are you a fighter? Why do you want to get rid of cops? He's like, no, I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. I was like, no, you're a victim. We're going to rob you, dog. He then laughed maniacally.
He said laughing maniacally at his own joke. Mm-hmm. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Now let's go to the video. The way they explain that shit, man, is like, he's a fucking comedian. You know what I'm saying? They're making it sound like he glorifies crime. He laughed maniacally. That's a maniacal laugh. I know because I naturally have one. That's how I know what that word was. It wasn't that I'm a better reader than you.
You wanted to get rid of cops? You know that? Like a year ago? Some dude in a turtleneck was like, we should get rid of cops. I was like, you look very robbable. I was like, are you a fighter? Do you own guns? Well, why you want to get rid of cops? He's like, no, I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover. I was like, nah, you're a victim. We gonna rob you, dog.
Did you hear that maniacal laugh? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say when it comes to the media, they're so fucking full of shit. We don't know. They don't even explain what happened on the train. We don't know what the fuck happened on the train.
No, we don't know the story.
You know what I'm saying? He got busted because of the white chick he was with. My brothers, you know, I'm not even joking, my brothers, but just know, man, white chicks will give you up in a second, dog. Second, man, in a second. If he was wrong, if that was a Spanish or a black chick, man, I don't know. I don't know if she would have gave him up that easy. She would have been like, I don't know that motherfucker.
Another bit posted last year to TikTok. He warbles selling drugs. It sounds less fucked up when you sing it.
Warbles.
Right?
He warbles.
What did I say?
No, warbles. What the
warbles.
fuck is warbles? He warbles.
It's singing, like a warbler, like a bird. That's why rap is so fun. He quipped, drawing laughs and cackles.
And cackles. Laughs and cackles.
I got the clip.
Drawing laughs and cackles.
It sounds less fucked up when you sing it, right? That's why rap is so fun.
That is a great fucking joke. That's a great fucking way to look at something. Crime sounds better when you sing it. Is he wrong? Does it not sound better when you sing it?
Have you ever heard?
Have you ever just read rap lyrics? Have you ever just read them?
Not very
Some
good.
of them are very violent, man.
Yeah.
Just read a Biggie song. You know what I'm saying? Where he talks about fucking dudes in the ass. But when you rhyme it, it sounds better. He's not wrong. And it's fucked up because now he's on the run and they're looking for him.
Yeah, here's what they said. Hold on.
And it's fucked up because, like I said, man, cackles maniacally. You know, it's like, come on, man.
The gunman, seen wearing a neck gaiter with a skull on it, ran off with the woman as the train pulled into the station, the cops said. The distinctive case covering may have sparked a "what are you looking at" argument that escalated into bloodshed, police sources said at the time of the shooting. Basically, all right, I'm going to break this sentence down, right?
They have no idea. They have no idea why the fight started. That's what that says.
Right. And the cops are like, yeah, it's probably because of this face mask he was wearing.
Yeah. It started a "what are you looking at" thing.
He's a comedian wanted in a shooting. There was a bump. Marcos pulls a gun. NYPD Chief of Detectives James Essing said Friday. Caprisi is about 5'10", seen wearing a dark-colored jacket with New York written on the front of it, dark-colored sweatpants, gray sneakers, and a Yankees baseball hat.
The dude lived, by the way. They didn't mention that in that article.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
He's in stable condition. He lived.
Good. I'm glad. It's a shame that I'm sorry that he shot the guy. Shooting somebody's not good.
Man. Listen, I don't condone what he did at all. I don't know what happened.
Right.
We don't know what happened on that fucking subway, and apparently they don't either.
Yeah.
We know what that one dude's saying that got shot.
Well, they didn't even say what his side of the story was, really.
Yeah, they didn't say anything.
No.
You know, other than a bunch of nonsense when it comes to like his comedy. And that's the same shit they did with hip hop. You know what I'm saying? They started like putting people in jail because of the lyrics of their songs, using that shit against them. You know what I'm saying? In trials. And it's like, this is comedy. Does anybody...
Didn't, was it Bobby Schmurder? Isn't that how he got? he got locked up?
A bunch of artists, man. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of artists have gotten locked up or they've
Mhm.
used. I remember with 50 Cent, they tried to use his lyrics. Um, you know, I think even with when we had what's his name on? Cheech and Chong, when we had Chong, remember they bought up his movies that were
Oh
made
yeah,
in the
yeah.
fucking 70s and 80s. They bought that shit up in the 2000. Like, so now they're doing it with comedy. You know what I'm saying? Now they're doing it with comedy. So now so now what you're telling me is I gotta worry about, the shit I'm saying on stage as comedy, and they're gonna use that to try to define my character.
What about podcast, bro?
Oh, well,
Forget about it. You
I mean,
know?
at least I'll give them this in the podcast. I'm talking a lot more freer. You could use my words against me in a podcast. No doubt.
Mhm.
We fly without a net, dog. We go live. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
and I
know.
just say whatever the fuck I want to say. So I mean, you could use my words in a podcast against me, probably, sure, why not? But on stage,
Yeah,
that's
but
that.
the real funny thing is, bro, if someone, really had a bad opinion about us and then actually watched our episodes over a period of time, they would see us like change our minds all the time about stuff
Of
and learn
course,
new shit, you know?
of course, man. It's like my opinions on things constantly change. If you can give me a convincing argument to change my opinion on something, then I would gladly listen. You know what I'm saying? I'll
And that's why I
gladly
like
listen.
doing the show, man. I really do, because we're always looking up new things. It's like it's really a time to like, think and learn
I mean, not for nothing.
and
How many
talk.
times have you debunked me? You know what I'm saying? You've debunked a lot of it just now when I
Yeah,
brought up the thing
we
about the
debunk
planes.
we'll say stuff and then immediately debunk ourselves in the same breath.
Yeah. I mean, but like I said, you could definitely use my podcast against me. Sure, why not? And then we'd have to look at dates and, we'd have to go through them all to see if my opinions had changed anywhere in that. So you're looking at a lot of, it would be like looking at the January 6th footage. You know what I'm saying? Which, by the way, we're not supposed to believe.
Mm-hmm.
We're not supposed to believe what they're showing. It's incredible because no one's arguing about what's being seen. They're just saying don't show it.
Right.
It's a pretty amazing thing, you know. But yeah, I mean, that's what they're doing. They used the dude's comedy, and even the way they explained it, laughed maniacally. Could you please look up that word, maniacal? Just because I know what I think it means. I just want to make sure it is what I mean. Maybe he did laugh maniacally. I don't know. Let's see what it says. In a busy, excited, or anxious way. He literally,
Maniacal. Laughing maniacally means a maniacal cry or laugh is loud and wild. He suddenly exploded into maniacal laughter.
dude, he literally went.
I do.
That's.
Mhm.
Am I bugging or that's what he did? He went.
Yeah. He didn't really say anything crazy.
He just went.
Yeah.
That's a maniacal laughter.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the media sucks so bad.
I want to give a
The
shout
fact
out.
that they brought up his charges of marijuana possession and hopping a turnstile. Holy shit.
I feel like
I better
everyone does
never
that in
get
New
it.
York, dog.
I better never get in trouble, dude, because they're gonna bring up my, that I lit a girl on fire in the 6th grade by accident.
What, bro?
It might have been 7th grade. Gina Weber. I lit her on fire.
Why?
Not completely on
With
fire.
what?
With jumping jacks. Those fireworks, the jumping jacks that you light them up and they go zzz, and they bounce all over the floor and change colors.
Yes.
I took like 7 of them. I was hanging with it's crazy. I remember this. I was hanging with my boy Eddie Quintana, and we were all getting ready to go to school. And they used to be in the back parking lot before they let everyone in. So all the kids would be, gathered. She was sitting there reading a Menudo. I can't believe I remember this. She was reading a Menudo newspaper, right? And back in the day, they had like their own newspaper, like their own shit. So she's reading that. And I had like some fireworks that I found in the street because back in those days, everyone lit fireworks and you would go out the next day and find all the ones that didn't go off. So I found a bunch of shit and I had like 7 of those things and I had tied them all together. And I told my boy, yo, watch this. And I lit them and I threw them. I wanted them to land in front of her so that they would go, and she would jump up and get scared. That was my intention. It wasn't anything more than that. You know what I'm saying? But what wound up happening was I didn't take wind into account,
Oh,
you know.
the
So
drift.
when I threw it, the wind kind of caught it and it landed right on the newspaper,
Oh,
which went and the whole newspaper went into flames, and then it fell through the newspaper onto her lap. And like I remember in my head as I'm watching her lap change colors, she was turning blue, purple, like I'm just seeing this smoke coming like from her lap. I just remember thinking, why aren't you standing up?
right.
Isn't your first reaction if something lands on your lap to like get up and be like that?
Right, move back.
No, she sat there. And then when it was all said and done, she had like a big hole in her skirt, like fucking huge hole in her skirt. And like I burnt her legs up. And I remember saying, don't tell nobody. You don't got to tell the teachers.
It was in school?
Yeah, we were getting ready to go into school, Catholic school, St. Rita's.
In the morning?
Yeah. I got in so much trouble.
Really? I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I got into a lot of trouble. I mean, nowadays I would have been probably locked up for that.
Oh, yeah. No, not locked up. You would have gotten, well.
I'd probably be on like probation. You know what I'm saying? They would have had me in probation or some shit.
No, our uncle would have been young circadian boy laughs maniacally as he launches fireworks into Puerto Rican girl's skirt.
She was black.
Oh,
it's very racist of you to think that for some reason. What made you think she was Puerto Rican?
Menudo, was it not a Spanish newspaper?
Yeah, but all of them were into them.
Was she
That's
Dominican?
true. I'll give you that.
Was she Dominican?
Weber?
No, yeah, definitely not.
I think that's just black. Whatever that is.
It's a white name. We
Yeah.
know where that name comes from, dog.
Yeah,
Let's just
yeah.
be honest.
Look, I'm not 23andMe over here. I'm not trying to go down the ancestry trail.
I want to give a shout out to our people on Rumble, where we are live right now. Also, we got a comment over here that says, "Hi, kindly look up 7 rule of no hide law. We have all been deceived. Indeed, we are living in the age of deception. Donald Trump, Putin is not our savior." I don't think anybody thought that Donald Trump / Putin were our savior.
Well, no, a lot of people think that. I know we don't, but a lot of people are looking to Trump to be the savior.
Do you know anything about the 7 laws of Noah?
No, I was gonna ask. What is that? 7 laws of what?
The no hide laws, which are the 7 laws of Noah. It's from the Talmud, which is one of the Hebrew holy books from the Jewish faith.
Yeah, no, I know nothing about that.
In Judaism, the 7 laws of Noah, otherwise referred to as the no hide laws or the Noachian, whatever, set of universal moral laws according to the Talmud were given by God as a covenant with Noah and with the sons of Noah for all humanity, including prohibitions of the 7 laws include worshiping idols, cursing God, murder, adultery, sexual immortality, theft, eating flesh torn from a living.
Sexual immorality.
Sexual immorality. Oh, did I miss that
not
one?
You said immortality.
Oh, immorality.
Like if you fuck enough, you'll live forever.
As well as an obligation.
That's why they don't want you having butt sex.
Courts of justice.
Because if you do butt sex, you achieve immortality. Theft, eating flesh torn from a living animal, as well as the obligation to establish courts of justice.
Now, this is interesting. According to modern Jewish law, non-Jews, Gentiles, are not obligated to convert to Judaism, but they're required to observe the 7 laws of Noah to be sure to place in the world to come, the Olam Haba, the final reward of the righteous. The non-Jews choose to follow the 7 laws of Noah, are regarded as righteous Gentiles, Hasidel Umat Ha-Olam, pious people of the world, which Gary and I are both members of, if you didn't know and couldn't tell by my pronunciation. Which, if we have any people listening, please correct my pronunciation.
Line.
Mazel tov.
Very interesting. So what was the rest of the comment though? Let me get the rest of that comment now that I know what that is.
It said that Putin and Trump are the biggest supporters of these laws. This person is saying that this is the truth. You know, these laws and this from the Talmud is the truth.
Well, I wouldn't disagree with that. It seemed like everything said in there kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, um, yeah, dude. I don't look. At the end of the day, I really don't know what to tell you because shit is just so. It's at the point like the other day I was just watching like I was watching like so many different things, and it just becomes hard to like put it all. You know,
Together.
it just becomes so overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Like I just finished watching this thing on false prophets and false teachers and shit. And you know, it's like you're dealing with all this shit in the world. And then like, you gotta deal with like, like if a person wants to find a church, they find a church and they go to one of these fucking crazy fucking churches where people are bugging the fuck out and preaching all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah.
It's insanity. You know what I'm saying? It's like insanity, man. You know, you got like gay preachers now. You know what I'm saying? That's like insane. You know, I mean, you could preach, but it's not. You can't claim to preach Christianity. How can you claim to preach Christianity? How can you have a Catholic church with a gay priest? Even though not that that's kind of stupid to say, because if you think about it, you know what I'm saying? If you think about it, I mean, is that new?
No, it's
In
not.
a sense, the only difference now
it's-
is now they're like openly wearing the rainbow on them when they're up there preaching. Because
Yeah,
at the
so
end of the
what-
day,
so-
don't a lot of those honorable lot. If you're a diddler, it's not like you're much better.
What
And
what
you're
do-
up there preaching. I don't know, man.
I have a question about this, man, because I've never really understood this. What in the Bible prohibits people from being gay, or is it gay marriage? Or what is it that the Bible prohibits?
The Bible says
about
that a man who lays with another man, like he lays with a woman, it's an abonishment. Abomination. How do you say abonishment?
Abomination. I was saying Leviticus.
Yeah, it's a sin. And the thing is, so is what I do when I sleep with a woman out of wedlock. It's a sin. Okay, that's what it is. Now, for some reason, people are because he says that it's like he looks down on it a lot, that puts it above other sins. But at the end of the day, it's a sin. You know what I'm saying? Just like any other sin.
Mm-hmm.
They're all bad, man. You know what I'm saying? I sin all the time. Anytime I lay with a woman that I didn't marry, that's a sin. You know what I'm saying? It's called fornication. You know, I am a big fornicator. I have fornicated. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't sit there and go, you judge me and this and that. No, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying it's a sin like what I do is a sin. Stop acting like it's okay. Stop acting like all this shit is like anything more than.
And you're not necessarily saying not to do it either.
No,
right?
no. What I'm saying is that you really shouldn't. Same way I shouldn't. We shouldn't be doing it. It's a sin. You know what I'm saying?
You're not going to pass judgment on them for it. I guess that's what I'm getting to.
Well, I don't pass judgment in the sense of damnation on anybody.
Right.
But we are supposed to pass judgment on each other in certain ways.
Yeah, it's a survival thing.
So if I say to someone who's gay, that's a sin, they could turn around and say to me, well, when you have sex out of marriage, that's a sin. And I'll be like, touche. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words.
And you always say, bro, I mean, who is the one who's supposed to judge us?
Or you could be married with 3 children and be a devoted father at home and be a serious self. What's up, baby? Baby, you're not always there when we call, but you're always on time. It's good to see you, self. Big up to you. But like I was saying, you could be a devoted father, show up to church like the BTK killer. He used to go to church. He was actually kind of like high in the church, working in the church and doing all these things. And he's a serial killer.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So does that make him any better because he didn't fornicate and he wasn't gay? No, they're all sin, man. They're all fucking sin. If you're just robbing banks, and everything else you do is great in your life. You're still robbing banks. You're still stealing, man. It's all sin. Let's stop acting like it's not, you know. And that's that shit you hear when you find a church that you know that you fit into. What church is that? A church that allows me to live in my sin?
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. It's one thing to sin, it's another thing to be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna live like this. You know what I'm saying? I sit there sometimes and I sit there and go, man, I don't, I would love to be that dude that can, I don't know, do it again, maybe. Sometimes I think that shit. And then sometimes I go, what are you fucking thinking, dog? Because you failed at it once already. Why go for it again? You know, why put yourself in a position to maybe fail again? I don't know.
There's no growth in that, dog.
I don't know. I don't know. It could be fear or whatever. I don't know. I lost a lot, dude. I joke about this shit all the
Yeah,
time.
bro. I can only
But the
imagine,
truth of
dude.
the
I
matter
really can
is
only imagine.
I literally lost everything that I worked for 25 years, man.
Right.
I had to walk away from all that shit. Some of it was things and people. You know what I'm saying? I had to walk away from fucking material shit and from the people I loved to start over. That shit was, it was terrifying and not something I kind of want to go through again.
I don't
You know
blame
what
you.
I'm
I
saying?
don't blame you, bro. I really don't. I don't blame you at all.
Because I'm not stupid enough to think that I won't do something that can be fucked up. Well, yeah, no doubt. So you got to walk away to grow sometimes. No doubt. And sometimes you got to walk away so that you don't become a felon. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to walk away because you realize that you're not thinking rational.
Right.
And if you go through with the thoughts in your head, you're going to end up fucking up everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, life is hard. I'm not trying to say, I'm afraid to do things. I'm just saying if I was to ever get back into that again, I mean, I don't know. It would have to be somebody who I fucked up with. You're sensitive. Stop lying. I am. I'm a sensitive dude.
Yeah.
I believe in love. I just have too much love to share, and it always comes back to haunt me. You know what I'm saying? I'm guarding myself. No, I'm a protector. Nah, I don't know. Guarding myself, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. What are you, a fucking therapist?
Whoa.
No, I know Diana, so I got it.
No. Not nice. No.
Nah.
That was fun. Yeah, G, what fears are
What
you
fears?
running from? Yeah, great question, Self. What are you running from, Gary? Let's get to the bottom of this.
Well, first of all, I smoke, so I don't run. Okay. If you ever see me running, run because something just happened. I know it's all love. But what I'm saying is that what am I running from? Good question, man. Who thought this was going to become a therapy session for me? I don't think I'm running from anything, to be honest. I just look at things a lot different. You know what I'm saying? I look at things like when it comes to things like love and when it comes to things like relationships and when it comes to pretty much anything in this world, I just take it all as sort of like what Self had kind of alluded to. You got to walk away to grow. I just take it all as like learning experiences.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, I've loved a lot of people in my days, and the truth is, if I say I love you, that means I love you forever. Just because I'm not with you anymore don't mean I don't love you. It just means that shit didn't work out. But I'm still grateful for the time and the experience and the moments we shared.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? It's just that it didn't work out. Yeah, I ride everything till the wheels fall off. I do that, but my thing is, look, all things, when anything is birthed, that means eventually it will die. You know,
Mm-hmm.
anything that is birthed from the minute it's birthed means that it's working toward death. Some things last longer than others, but that's the way it is. So when a relationship is new and it's birth, it's just like life. Even if one person, you're together till one person dies, eventually that relationship dies, right? So I mean, I just learned to take things like a grain of salt. My attitude has really become, if you want to see me tomorrow, then I'll see you tomorrow. If you don't, thanks for the memories. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm just older too.
Right. You are
I
getting
start
old.
looking at things more in perspective, man. Like we talked about the other day. I'll be lucky if I have 30 more years. You're a good dude. People are fucking assholes. It's okay if you don't want to deal with it. No, I mean, to an extent, that's kind of how I feel. Like my attitude is, I just don't want to deal with the whole shit of people being with people that like they're miserable. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like in other words,
I think that's where the fear is. The fear is that you don't want to be in something that you feel like you have to go through this major blowout to get out of. It's being trapped. Yeah, it's pretty natural, bro. I don't think you're wrong either. I don't even think it's a fear. I think it's a self-realization that is a possibility. So you're not doing it because it's gonna make you do something that you don't need. You don't need it. You don't need that shit, bro. You don't need it in your life. Been there, done
well,
that.
it's also a thing of I've done it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like even with even with my marriage, I was willing to go through whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was willing to go through all those things. I was willing to go through whatever. But it takes two people to be willing to go through whatever together to have a successful marriage. You look at any successful marriage that was together for 40, 50, 60 years. Wifey said you don't like wasting your time. I don't, but I waste a lot of time. For something I don't like to do, I do a lot of it.
4 hours a week on the show.
Nah, man, this is work, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is like I waste. But at the end of the day, it comes down to like you see a couple that's together for 60 years, 50 years, and they do it. Successful marriage. One of them dies, right?
Yep.
There's a story behind that. We would like to think that it was all just they stood together and never had any problems. But no, there was a lot of shit, man. In a lot of those cases, there was infidelity. There was, broken trust. There was sometimes physical shit people got through. But it's the thing in both heads to say, no matter what, you know what I'm saying? We're going to stay together. No matter what. And I was down to do that, but you have to have two people that are down to do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then you got emotions and feelings that get into it. Like I said, people ask me, when did you know it was time to leave? When I was smoking a blunt by the tree and I looked down and said, I could bury her right here. And probably get away with it for like, I don't know, maybe a couple of years.
It's dark thought, bro.
So I left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. It's like, and mind you, 25 years, I built a lot of things, yo. You know what I'm saying? I got out the hood, had a house with a pool, basketball court. Yeah. And when I moved out in my man's truck. And not even a truck. My man's, what was it? He pulled up in a, little SUV.
Yeah, you did the right thing, bro.
You know what I'm saying? He pulled up an SUV. I was able to move out of a 25-year build of life in a little car with my TV. I took the 55-inch TV because I waited for Black Friday on that shit, man. Bring up that last one again. And just my clothes. It's got to be right place, right time. You got to be at the point where you are willing to understand the other person enough to not smother them in their sleep.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue that. I can't argue that. But I will say, I mean, at the end of the day, it's also just realizing. See, it's a problem, I think, with a lot of relationships, man, is that people are looking for other people to be the source of their joy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And the fact is that they can't be. You know what I'm saying? It just comes down to. It comes down to one of the hardest things in a relationship is both people just being determined. It takes determination. Mm-hmm. It takes determination. You know what I'm saying? That's what it takes. A determination that no matter what, and back in the day, that's how it was. You would see two people that were actually pretty done with each other. They be done. Go visit like your grandparents, and they be done with each other. Both of them not really even talking. And when they do talk, they just yell at each other like George
Right.
is.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They're just dumb, but they stay together and they ride it to the end. I don't know.
Hmm.
I mean, I guess it all depends on how like I said, it all depends on how much how seriously you take a vow. You know what I'm saying? This is a therapy session for all of us right now. Yeah, well, I mean, that's good. I'm glad we could all like do some inner searching. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, how serious do you take a vow? And I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy. I'm living a good life.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? My ex-wife's about to get married again. We're friends. Everything's cool. I hope
Cool.
nothing but the best for her.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I still look at it as I take my vow seriously. So I failed, and it's a big failure. You know what I'm saying? That
And
shit
you
is.
probably carry that weight too, bro. That's probably part of it that goes into it too. Is you carrying the weight of that what you feel like you failed at.
Well, I
You know
try not to carry it, but unfortunately, I kind of let it down in the corner where every now and then I look at it. You know what I'm saying? I still haven't thrown it out. I
that
don't carry it
reflection
with
is
me, but I
good
still
though,
don't throw it out.
bro. That reflection is good because it makes you better. I think that's good shit.
So it's not even that I don't want to put me through shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to put another person through shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's very
It's not
noble.
about me. I don't want to
Yeah.
put because I know what it takes now. You know what I'm saying? Like I do know what it takes to be a good dude. And the problem is that, like I said, I take my vow seriously, and I made a vow to myself that if I was gonna do this comedy shit, then I'm gonna give it all to this comedy shit.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's a failure, but I grew from it. Yo, peace,
Zoo.
baby. You know what I'm saying? It is a failure,
Hmm.
but that's how we learn through our failures. You know what I'm saying? That's how we become successful through failure. You know, so yeah, I'm not gonna, and that's the problem a lot of times is that we try to make words kind of make it so that it's not so harsh and we feel a little better. No, it's a fucking failure. I failed. You know what I'm saying? And and I take that, I receive that, but I'll grow from it. I'm not going to sit there and dwell on it and hurt and constantly be like, oh, I failed. So no, I mean, look, that's a failure. All I can do is grow from that. I can't change the past, unfortunately, because if we
Hmm.
could, then there'd be a lot of fucking changing going on. I think with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So so I'm happy and all that shit, but it's a failure. So here's the problem now with my relationships: fail first attempt at learning. Of course. And here's the problem with my relationships is that when I decided to do comedy, when I decided to say fuck the 9 to 5 and terrifyingly give it all to comedy, because I started looking at the shit I did in my life, I looked at how I was pretty successful at hustling,
Hmm.
right? But I never wanted to be like the big dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to pay my bills and slide through, just wanted to slide through, which I did very successfully, 30, almost 40 years. And, no record. So I think that's pretty successful. And kids are all grown up and I managed to get out the hood and do some things with the money. Um, I got signed to Epic Records. I didn't give that 100%. I was still working. I was still hustling. You know what I'm saying? I was playing video games when I should have been writing music,
Hmm.
you know. And then from there, I started doing the designing clothes. I didn't give a fuck about designing clothes. I don't even care about clothes so much. You know what I'm saying? That I would be designing it, but yet I became head designer. So I said to myself, man, if I did all that shit half-ass and I got that far half-assing it, not even caring, what would happen if I give everything to something? Could I become great at something? I don't want to be good at something, man. I'm good at a lot of things. I want to be great at something, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm good at a lot of things. I want to be great at something. And if I don't achieve that, then I don't want it to be for because of a lack of effort.
Right.
So now when it comes to relationships, when I decided to do this comedy, I said this comedy shit's gonna come first. That's what's gonna come first. This is it. I'm giving everything, I've made sacrifices, dog. Like, and I still continue to this day. Sacrifices that will always be there with me that I know, you know, I chose comedy over this shit.
Hmm.
Um, I would love to achieve my goals so that I can say it was all worth it. That might not happen, but I made that vow to myself that I'm gonna go and give this everything I got comes first. So in that case, any chick in my life becomes the side chick right off the bat.
Right.
Because
you got to put the
my first love is my comedy, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's also probably because I put a lot of shit on hold when I got married the first time. Once my son became born, I wanted to be there. I didn't want the next man raising my kid. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I stopped doing the music. Thank you, Diana. Diana was actually there when I started Rustin Blues, and I was performing Rustin Blues. She had come to open mics and stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know if she ever seen me do the comedy, but when I was playing with Rustin Blues, she'd see me perform. But yeah, man. So that's what it is. So it comes down to, I know what it takes to be a good man, and I recognize I'm not doing that shit. If I'm I'm not in a relationship, I'm not doing the things that a good man is supposed to be. I'm not there for you. I'm constantly flying around. I'm constantly gone. I don't want to hear about fucking holidays. I don't want to hear about birthdays. I definitely don't want to hear about Valentine's Day. I don't want to hear about none of that shit. I don't want to hear about vacations because I'm not thinking about vacations. I'm going to be 53 in fucking June, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be 53 in June. I've wasted enough time. I don't have more time to waste. You know what I'm saying? So I'm either working or getting rest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I can't, someone can't fit in there.
Right.
But it's like, man,
they got to fit.
Because I don't want to be the bad guy. And right off the bat, I'm the bad guy. I'm always feeling guilty. So I don't need that shit. I'd rather be alone. I've come to the conclusion that I'm probably going to die alone. You know what I'm saying? Probably in my bathroom, which that bothers me because I really don't want to die in the toilet. But
hopefully your bed, bro.
The bed would be nice.
With a little blanket over you.
The bed would be nice on the couch.
Right.
On the couch with mama curled up next to me. Every night when I go to sleep, I make sure the bowls are filled. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? This way it buys, so she doesn't eat my face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because cats will do that if they get hungry. So I leave her 2 days of food when I go to sleep at night. In case I die in my sleep, she has 2 days of food. I don't think she'll eat my face first. Unless there's do you emit a smell that attracts them?
I'm not sure. But
does the smell of dead flesh attract them?
But do you know what does smell? The weed over at Apollo Buds is very stinky. It's on Crescent Street and Astoria Boulevard, Queens. I gotta go, bro.
Go to Apollo Buds. Tell them that Rated G sent you and get a free eighth with your first purchase. All right. And if you're looking for something to do, if you're looking to get a little freaky, a little wild on the weekend, go to XXXplayground.com. Cop yourself the XXX Playground board game. It's only the best adult communication tool game ever made. And it's also the best way to get fist deep into somebody you love. And if you want to support the podcast, man, go cop a Rated G mug over at
anditwasgood.net/shop. You get your Rated G mug. Shout out to my boy John over there.
Yeah. So what's up? You got to go? You got a flight to catch?
Yeah, I got to go, bro. Yeah, I got to go. I'm very sorry. This was another
Don't be sorry. Listen, we either did it today or we wasn't going to be able to do it for a couple of days, right? So
yeah, exactly.
We got it in, man. Elvis died on the toilet, hence the throne. Motherfucker, you read my mind. Smells great. You come to Puerto Rico. Yeah, man. I know, man. I know. Thank you for making my day not suck. Dan, still love you, mama. Thank you. Thank you if everybody who's listening. Follow Brian at Brian T. Licata on Instagram. Follow me, Gary G. Garcia. One word on everything. Peace.